Hello everyone, I am Mrs. Beck and today I'm going to help you with identifying properties. Now this is properties of real numbers and they help you when solving equations, and it's for every real number A, B, and C. So let's start with the commutative property of addition, and that states that A plus B is equal to B plus A. So for example, 3 plus 7 is equal to 7 plus 3. The left side is 10 and is equal to the right side of 10. The commutative property of multiplication states that A times B is equal to B times A. So 3 times 7 is equal to 7 times 3. 21 is equal to 21. The associative property of addition states that A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C. For the left side, you group together A plus B, and on the right, you group together B plus C, and the left side will still be equal to the right. So 6 plus 4 plus 5 is equal to 6 plus 4 plus 5. You do what's inside parentheses first. 6 plus 4 is 10, then you add 5. Then you have 6, and you add 4 plus 9. 15 is equal to 15. The associative property of multiplication states that A times B times C is equal to A times B times C. So if I group together on the left A times B, then multiply it by C, is equal to A times B times C, which is grouped together. So 6 times 4 over here is equal to 24 times 5, and 6 times 4 times 5 here is equal to 20. So 120 is equal to 120. The identity property of addition states that A plus 0 is equal to A. So any number plus 0 is equal to that number. 9 plus 0 is equal to 9. 4 plus 0 is equal to 4. The identity property of multiplication states that A times 1 is equal to A. So any number times 1 is equal to that number. 6 times 1 is equal to 6. 7 times 1 is equal to 7. The inverse property of addition states for every A, there is an additive inverse negative A, such that A plus negative A is equal to 0. So a number plus its opposite is equal to 0. 5 plus negative 5 is equal to 0. 2 plus negative 2 is equal to 0. The inverse property of multiplication states for every A, when A is not 0, there is a multiplicative inverse 1 divided by A, such that A times 1 divided by A is equal to 1. For example, 5 times 1 over 5 is equal to 1. The symmetric property states if A is equal to B, then B is equal to A. So 2 times 3 is equal to 6, so 6 is equal to 2 times 3. Alright, you guys, so now I want you to match the property with the equation. We have properties on the left with equations on the right. Okay, so the first thing we have is the commutative property of addition. And we're going to say that that's the equation 3 plus 2 is equal to 2 plus 3. The identity property of multiplication is A times 1 is equal to A. And then last, the associative property of addition is this equation right here. Because we can group together these set of numbers, 3 plus 4, and then add 5 is equal to 3 plus the group of 4 plus 5. Alright, you guys, let's go over some more properties. The multiplication property of 0 states for every real number n times 0 is equal to 0, and 0 times n is equal to 0. So 35 times 0 is equal to 0. 0 times 35 is equal to 0. And then we're going to have the multiplication property of negative 1. And that states for every real number n, negative 1 times n is equal to negative n, and n times negative 1 is equal to a negative n. So if I have negative 1 times 5, I'm going to get negative 5, and 5 times negative 1 is equal to negative 5.